Well, we're back down on the creek today, January the 9th, 2021. Hope everybody's had a good Christmas and a good New Year's, regardless of, in spite of everything that's going on in the world. Everybody's just lost their damn mind. But anyway, so we're back on the creek. We're gonna keep looking around. We haven't done any filming or anything since this whole pandemic thing happened, and this is the first trip out filming. And anyway, I've been out here a couple times, kind of keeping an eye on it, but fall with the leaves and everything falling, you know, it's just, everything's just been really inundated. You just couldn't see nothing. Now rain has come up and brought this creek up, and you can see here the leaves have been washed a little bit. But the water is still right there, so we got a little bit of water to wash some of the leaves out, but not a whole terribly lot. We could have used more rain than what we got, actually. But I'm not real optimistic about finding anything today, simply because water level is still up too high. Where I typically find my arrowheads is usually right along this rock line that you can see underneath the water right there. That's typically where I find my points. But anyway, as you can see, the water is up. Probably need another day or two to go down to you know, to really make things better. But it is what it is. This is what we got to deal with. And anyway, we're gonna keep at it. Like I said, I'm not super optimistic, but we're not gonna let that stop us. We're gonna hunt this thing anyhow, and see what we come away with. Every now and then, God will surprise you, and you'll find something you don't expect. So we're gonna see if this is one of those days. But anyway, we'll get back with you if we find anything. Well, back again. It's not an arrowhead, but that is a workpiece of flint, a tool. Now, honestly, I've already picked it up and I've looked at it, so I knew that I wanted to get this on camera. Like I said, it's not a point, but man, can you see how that thing is almost worked into a box? And I mean, it's got a fine edge all the way around it. That is a tool of some kind. Not sure, I hadn't seen anything like that. I just thought it was kind of neat and wanted to get it on film. But anyway, well, we'll get back if we find anything else. Y'all hang tight. Now, look here, I just want to show y'all something here. It's not a point or anything. I want you to take a look at that. Got the white and got the black, a little bit of brown to it. That's Pitkin chert. Anyway, that's some of the material that we're hunting up here, that a lot of these points are made out of. But I saw that and I just wanted to get it on film and just comment, man. Man, that would make a beautiful point right there. If you could find one with that white right there and the brown, that right there would be frame worthy, I can tell you. One day, one day we're gonna find something made like that, and I'm gonna put it in a display all by itself and display that thing proudly. But until then, we're going to keep on searching. But anyway, we'll get back with you. Y'all hang tight. Walking up here on this high side, with that water being up and all, I decided to just walk this high bank up here, well away from the water, just to see if anything's washed down, you know, in that rain. And we'll walk the water edge coming back. I run across this. I'm not sure what that is. I think it's just a scraper. At first I thought it was a broken, well, yeah, it is broken. Okay. So I'm just now looking at it just with you. I did not pick this piece up. I just walked along. I could see that it was a work piece and it was broke. I was gonna film it. But I believe that is a, or at least was, a blade. It's obviously broken right there. But anyway, I thought it was film worthy. But anyway, I guess we're gonna keep on and keeping on, and we'll catch you at the next one. Well, I don't hunt this here spot all the time, but I took a step right here. You can see where my footprint was, and it kicked this thing up. And when it raised up, I could see that was worked. I didn't even see it there to begin with, honestly. But that's another broken blade. Could possibly been a point. Man, if that was a point, that was a granddaddy right there, I can tell you. Like I said, I took a step and it kicked up. I didn't even see it because it just, as you can see, it just camouflages so good in that dirt or in them rocks. And anyway, when it kicked up, that's when I noticed it, and I said, "What is that?" But anyway, get this thing back where I can see what I'm doing here. But yeah, we're gonna pick that up. Now, like I started saying here, I don't typically walk this. Last time I walked this area, or at least, let me back up. I'd hunt this area, but I don't hunt this far from the water's edge. I normally don't hunt this, but once in a while. The last time I did hunt it was sometime last year, I guess. I don't know. It's probably been really close to a year since I've hunted this. Simply because the water usually don't get up this high, and but like I said, now remember me telling you before, you know, about all these leaves, you know, covering the ground, and this is what I was talking about. You couldn't see none of this before, but you see all these trees, and you see how they got all those leaves washed up against them, where the water has washed down through here, but it hasn't washed right here. You see the leaves on that bank. That's the way all these rocks here were at one time, just a week or two ago. These rocks looked like this, and you couldn't see where you was hunting. But we had that rain came through last week. I don't know how much we ended up with, but they were calling for 3 to 5 inches. And as you can tell by the you probably can't see it real great, but you can see the dark spots up against the trees and the bushes and stuff. That's just the piles of leaves that have washed off of these rocks and got sandwiched against these trees and bushes and all that good mess. But it opened up this big gravel bar here that that I hunt. Like I said, I usually don't hunt this far from the water's edge. I just hunt this every once in a while, and then I hunt down towards the water. But seeing now how high up this water was, you know, just a week or two ago, it may have washed some really nice points down. And this is a really, really, really good spot. I find a lot of points here. I usually don't find very many on any one trip, and that's mainly to do with locals. I'm not the only guy that hunts this. There are guys here that live locally that as soon as the water goes down, they can come out just anytime they want. Me, I have to wait till I'm off before I could make the trip, because it's an hour and a half just to get here. So I'm a little bit of at a disadvantage hunting this. So, but right now, don't show any signs of anybody hunting, at least this far down. Looks like I'm the first guy since the rain. But we're going to keep at it, and who knows, you know, just like I was saying at the start of the video, you know, sometimes God surprises you. And from what I'm seeing so far, this very well could be one of those days. We'll see. All right, man, y'all hang tight, and we'll see you on the next one. Y'all this, because this is a perfect example of what I was telling you about. If you follow me on my Facebook page, you know that I post pictures of anything I find, and I found a whole point a week or two ago. And anyway, I was telling you about how the leaves cover the ground, you couldn't see. Well, this is what I'm talking about. The ground looked just like that everywhere you went. You just had a spot here and there that you could see. Now, since this rain has come along, you can see where the water went. And it washed that ground just as clean as a whistle. So I'm hoping that we'll have a good day. Now, what I was really hoping for was to get on the other side of that creek right there. Because on the other side of that creek, I know for sure is a campsite. I have found points there religiously, just every time I've gone. And I was hoping that I'd be able to do the same today, but from the looks of that water, it's moving pretty good. I don't know that I can wade across the other side. So I'm probably not going to be able to hunt that this week. That will probably have to wait. But anyway, it is what it is. But we're going to keep at it. We're going to hunt all that we can and hunt where we can. And I don't know. Maybe get lucky, come out here today with one or two really nice complete points. But anyway, I just wanted to show y'all all that. And anyway, to give you some better idea of what I was talking about earlier, like I said, if you had followed me on my Facebook page. And if you're not following me on my Facebook page, you can do that. You can go over there to Deep South Relics. I have a Facebook page there, and you can see all the pictures, and I show the steels and everything, and I upload the videos there as well. But I'm going to start where I don't post them all there all the time. I'm just going to throw a video up every once in a while. But we will show the still shots of what we found, but on my Facebook page. So if you're interested in that, just go over there and subscribe to that. And anyway, just send me a friend request on there, and I'll approve it. And anyway, well, I guess we're gonna see if we can get on down the creek here and find the next one. See you in just a bit. All right, well, we're back again. It's been a minute since I found anything, but I think I have a point right here. Sure looks like one. Ah, heck. The heck is that? that is. It's definitely worked. You can see, and they worked that all the way around. It looks like they put an ear on it. You see where that was worked. But then that end there is just kind of blunt. I mean, to me, that don't look like it's broke off. It just looked like it was made like it was that. Maybe some sort of a scraper, or possibly a knife or something. I don't know. That's a first for me. I had never seen anything like that. I thought I had a point laying there. Well, all right. Well, I guess we'll see you at the next one. Y'all stay tuned. All right, this is Don here, Deep South Relics. I'm gonna wrap up the video here, show you our finds for the day. We'll start off with this little point here, broken tip. Seemed like that was all that we was able to do today. Just broke tips, one right after the other. Here's another one that I found, broken tip. There's another broken tip. And another broken tip. Kind of sounds like a theme today, doesn't it? And broken some or another. I don't know where that was a tip or not. Not real sure. It's an artifact. Here's another one that didn't get on film. Hang on 1 second. And this was just a heartbreaker. It's just killer. This thing was broken in at least 3 places. This was an arrowhead at one time, folks. You see, I don't know if you can see that or not, where it's been worked on this side. It was worked on that side. So that was a point at some point in time. It was broke there, it was broke there, and broke on the end. It's broke at least 3 times. That is just crazy. I mean, that thing got murdered. You know, and there was that crazy thing. I have no idea what it is. But pulled it out thinking it may have been a point, but sure looked like it was, you know, when it was wedged down there between that rock, and I thought for sure. But it's just some sort of a crude little scraper or a knife or something. I'm not sure what that is. And then we had this thing, you know, that we started off with. I think this was what we found very first thing this morning, was this scraper of some kind, I think. But anyway, I just held on to it. I thought that was kind of unusual. And then we had this. I didn't film this because it wasn't anything to do with artifacts, and it didn't really look like anything I wanted to film, you know. But I figured for the wrap up, I'll show what I found. But anyway, this is a crinoid stem. Typically, we find lots of these in rocks around here. It's embedded in rock. But this thing was floating loose. I saw it in amongst a bunch of gravel, and knew right away what it was. Decided to pick it up and keep it. But that is a crinoid stem. But anyway, well, that was the finds for the day. All in all, it wasn't too bad of a day, I don't guess. You know, we were finding something, but it's better than nothing. But anyway, hoping that next trip around is more productive. Hopefully we'll find some new points, some whole points. You know, I'd had my hopes up today. You know, I thought, well, at first I didn't think we had a very good chance of finding anything at all, and then I had renewed hope, and I stuck it out, but it just wasn't meant to be today. But anyway, in a couple of weeks, if this weather holds out, we're planning a trip. It's like a 3-hour trip. I'm not going to give away where we're going, but it's going to be about a 3-hour trip. So we're gonna have to watch this weather really, really close to make sure that it doesn't rain or anything. And because when you go on a trip like that, you don't want to get out there 3 hours away and then get there and the creeks be too high to do anything. But we've never hunted it before. I've never been on that water before. I've passed by it a few times, and I was thinking last time, I said, man, that looks like a really good spot for some arrowheads. So we're going to go back, go down there, and hopefully in a couple of weeks. We want to do it before the spring comes, because if you wait and do it after spring rain comes and goes, there's no telling how long you'll be waiting for the water to go down. So if we're going to do that, we need to be doing it pretty quick. But anyway, stay tuned for that, and we'll catch y'all again here on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Thank you. Bye-bye.